Now we know latest numbers from Lieutenant Governor Dewhurst, 3.6 million acres have burned in Texas just since January. We also want to update you, we just heard that the Bastrop ISD will be back in school this coming Monday. The superintendent there saying that he's been hearing from students and parents that they really need to return to a sense of normalcy. There's going to be a lot of issues with transportation, but they are going to try to work on that as best they can. Something I thought was interesting, they're going to be sending buses to alternate routes. They're going to be sending them to the shelters, to hotels. I think we've got a couple of numbers we might be able to pull up for you if you have some questions. There they are, the Bastrop information numbers. You can see them on your screen, 512-321-5262 and 321-5706. We'll have those posted at KXAN.com as well.
Imagine the undertaking. We hear from Steve Murray, the superintendent of Bastrop Public Schools. They're going to have free breakfast and free lunch, no matter who's affected, for all students starting Monday, and they're going to do that for weeks, and that's going to be on all campuses as well. And he also said, interesting points, their bus routes now are going to have to go to the shelter locations. They're going to go to churches. They're going to go to different areas, set up hotels where people may be staying, in a big effort to get everybody, all the kids, to school on starting Monday morning.
Just imagine this. You know, he said that they have 9,000 students in Bastrop. Right now, 300 of them are classified as homeless. He is expecting that number to triple or quadruple. So say it gets to 900, you know, that 900 or 9,000, 10% of the students in Bastrop ISD could be classified as homeless when this disaster is over.
Or more, you know, if it quadruples too. So that's a huge undertaking for the Bastrop Independent School District starting on Monday. And again, those numbers will be on our website as well. That is all the bus route information, and if you have an area you need to request for the buses to come and pick up, that's the number to call and get on the list and everything else. So the other question that is on a lot of people's minds, and it's our Chris Sadeghi out at that news conference, he knew he was going to ask, where is that DC10 tanker, and why is it not dropping the fire retardant, and why is it not in the air? Because at this time yesterday, we heard them say, you'll know it's going to be in the air tomorrow because you're going to hear it. It's going to fly first thing Friday morning. You'll hear it, he said. You'll hear it in the sky, and now here it is at 11:29 on Friday, and that thing is still not up in the air.
And what they said here and what they announced earlier is that maybe it's just not needed there, that they are mostly fighting this fire from the ground now, that they are putting out hot spots. Firefighters, 844 of them, by the way, doing that on the ground now, and that that tanker, they say, is needed in other parts of the state.
Yeah. However, you've got the largest fire in the state burning right now in Bastrop County, and again, 35,000 acres, the largest fire, 1,386 homes lost, and then we hear the officials come in and say that DC10 tanker is determined by the conditions on the ground, the use of the DC10. The conditions on the ground determine that. Well, we've been at 30% containment for a couple days after 0% containment for a couple days, and they're battling the independent and individual hot spots, have crews going to houses on the ground, and so they say right now that DC10 tanker is not needed.
Going to be a lot of questions about that, I'm sure, in the coming days, and we'll try to get those answered for you also. I just want to point out as well that Senator John Cornyn spoke on the Senate floor today, we've learned, and he said that President Obama reached out to Governor Perry this week with some condolences, but he said there is much more needed. He said, frankly, Texas needs more than condolences. He said we need resources, and that can only be done with that major disaster declaration.
Yeah, one final point we want to make. Again, as you hear, a lot of the evacuees and a lot of the people who have found their houses to be nothing but ash now, in the building in the Bastrop Convention Center, and they are taking questions, and you hear the judge always say we're going to answer everybody's individual questions, but it's never soon enough, and that's not a criticism. It's just fast is not fast enough for a lot of these people, and they're working as hard as they can. We heard him say the Rundell Business Park, the donation center there, they've been overwhelmed with that. Also the clothing drive that they had at the school for some of the students, it was so successful they have now opened it up not just for students but for the entire community. So the clothing drive has been a huge success at the community, the Rundell Business Park, the donations there. They're trying to find another spot now to accept donations monetarily and materialistic. We can tell you we'll make that easy for you because KXAN and Salvation Army and Walmart teaming up today. We heard from our Aaron Cargile at the Bastrop Walmart all morning long. There are 7 different Walmart locations. You can go there and make your donation and help out. Go in and do some shopping from the list of items that are needed and drop them off right there in Bastrop. And they've got the huge trucks and the 18-wheelers, and they'll get it all in one location.
The outpouring has certainly been wonderful. Also want to point out that we found out in that that news conference just a few moments ago that the phase 2 of the reentry will be posted by the end of the day today. They hope that plans, so that means more people will be able to go into their neighborhoods and find out the status of their homes.
Most of the time when they get back into the neighborhoods, though, there will be no electricity and there will be no water. There's got to be electricity before they can get water restored. Aqua crews are working on that too, so a lot of these folks will get back to find their homes in good shape and still not have electricity or water. And some of the homes that are unaffected and untouched by the fire won't have electricity. We heard the Bluebonnet spokesman say, you know, a lot of these places that aren't burned still won't have electricity because we got to shut it off to get it back into the places that are affected. So it is still continuing to be a mess on the ground. 886 firefighters still battling 35,000 acres.
All right, Chris, that is the very latest information we have for you right now. We're going to have all of that at KXAN.com as well. We hope you'll stay with us there.